set up everything. Once I saw that like all three responded, I was like, okay, it's a mic setup kind of day. What? I find it crazy how people have like what's the like people who have experienced like the internet come out, right? Like they were adults when the internet came out, and then were able to learn it to the point where it's part of their career. Like their job is the internet. I find that mind blowing.
I think that would have been a good time. I just think that would have been a good time.
Yeah. Do you guys know when the internet came out? 1983.
Sheesh.
That's crazy. It's also crazy how it was released like January 1st. But you know what's more crazy about that? Like thinking about it, how when the internet came out, it would have just been a thing that was heard about on TV, I guess, and everyone would just be like, cool. Like for it to become common practice would have been such a time jump, because it's not like everyone had computers and they're like, oh, sweet, internets are out. Let's just plug in dial up. Like you'd still have to go through the process. Um, so hey, welcome to another episode of Arguably Pod. I'm Shalom.
Jake?
Liam.
Awesome, we're going.
Wow.
It's been a minute. Been a hot second.
I'm
Look
surprised.
at that.
Have you been
Perfect.
recording this whole time?
I have been.
I am
Yeah.
very impressed, Shalom. Good job.
Yeah, you like that? You like that? I've stepped it up. I've practiced. I was like did my warm up vocals, looked in the mirror, thought about how this is gonna go, and like just find the right moments, wait for a little break in conversation in the beginning, and then just roll with it. Roll with the punches.
Nice.
Ah, shit, I wasn't recording.
Oh, 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 jeez.
I don't like all those startup programs that fucking happen. Like Discord just automatically starts up when your computer turns on.
I don't have that issue. Nothing opens up right away when I start my computer. Spotify used to.
Damn.
But now it doesn't. And I don't know why it was Spotify, because I was never going on my computer for Spotify. Imagine if, like, back in when, like, computers first became, like, popular. And I'm sure people would be be using it for some pretty conspicuous stuff. But just having, like, something open up that you wouldn't want to open up. Like, the first person to do a class presentation and just turned on their computer, and it was, like, hooked up to a projector, and it just instantly just something popping up that you wouldn't want. Like, I don't know, like a Webkins thing, like, just popping up. Well, like, back, not the first person ever, but, like, I guess, have it be a new experience to them more so, I guess. And just, like, going through the boot up process and everything, and just having it doesn't matter. It's funnier in my head. I actually, this was something I was thinking about not too long ago. This is actually a good segue into that. Is I was thinking about, like, how some people are just great at telling stories, and I wish it was a better skill that I had to be able to tell a story, like, from beginning to end and have it be intriguing the whole way through, and I'm just terrible at it. Like, I can do it once by a fluke, but it's normally when I'm not trying to tell a story of any interest. If I'm just telling something that happened, sometimes it could be entertaining and captivating to some people, but then that person will
Get
be
to
like,
the
oh,
point,
well,
you're
you gotta...
losing me.
Yeah. That's
It was
basically that's basically it.
You're supposed
It's
to
just
laugh.
basically asshole. It'll just basically like sometimes I'll hit a fluke where I tell somebody a really good story and they'll be like, oh, you gotta retell that story to so and so will enter the room and I go to retell the story and I'll just butcher my own story. And they just don't get the same reaction that the first person had, and the first person's like, oh, you really fucked that story up. Why didn't you tell it the same way you did the first time?
Yeah, some people have like this like natural way of presenting the story in a way that actually keeps it interesting and hides certain pieces of information and reveals them at like right timing to actually make the story interesting along the way. Rather than me, I'll just like tell a story, but like I'll explain everything that happened right before I start telling the story, so it'll just like there's no point in me telling the story because I already said what happened, or just like explain it backwards so you already know what happens, but I'm explaining how it
You
happens.
M
And
Night
just at this point,
Shyamalan
nobody
it.
even cares.
No, not M Night Shyamalan. Who's that? Who's that director that's like really known for like just doing his movies in all types of weird orders?
Yeah, I know lots of directors.
You how you don't know the names? Like, is that not a thing for you? Like, you don't hereditarily know the names of directors?
Hereditarily? No, I do.
Hereditarily, that's not. Is that the word that I wanted?
No, I don't think that's a word at all.
You don't just know the name of common directors. Like, you'll know who Michael Bay is, obviously, right?
Um, I couldn't name a Michael Bay film, but I know what Michael Bay is known for because of memes from other people.
What's he known for to you?
Um, like
I feel like by knowing what he's known for, you'd be able to narrow it down to a Michael Bay film.
maybe like massive explosions and like overdone like After Effects essentially.
Yeah, so think of a movie with one of those, and I
Terminator.
bet you. Hey,
I don't know. That's the first thing that came to mind.
That's a good guess, yeah.
that is
Yeah,
a
I
good
don't know.
guess. Oh, you were wrong, but it was a
Oh.
good. It was... So Terminator is a James Cameron movie.
Okay. Hear that one a lot too. Now I know.
Yeah,
Now I know that guy made that one.
yeah, yeah. If I believe this right, I think James Cameron also directed Avatar with the blue people.
Oh yeah, I think I heard.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that makes sense. Heard people
Yeah,
saying
he
that
did.
and made that connection.
All right,
What
another
he?
movie with explosions. Liam, you'll get this. I believe in you. We'll try three different movies. I'm sure one of them.
What's that one where they like the aliens invaded like New York or whatever, and
Oh,
it was like,
I know you're Independence Day. Is that what
yeah,
you're
that
talking
one.
about?
Dude, I don't know. I don't watch a ton of movies. This is not gonna go well for the audience. Is not gonna enjoy this. They're gonna anyone who knows movies is gonna be like, "Holy shit, this guy's an idiot," which is true. But I don't watch very many movies. But the movies that I have seen, I know absolutely nothing about. I don't know who was in them. I might recognize the face. I might be able to. I won't be able to put a face to a name. I mean, put a name to a face, but
Um,
I might be able to put a face to a name.
so you were a little off with that one as well.
Okay.
That one was directed by Roland Emmerich.
All
He
right.
also did, remember, like 2012, like the apocalyptic movie that
Yeah,
came
yeah.
out. Yeah, he did that one.
Okay. Well, okay. So what's a Michael Bay film?
A Michael Bay film, like the most
Yeah.
popular
Oh, I
one,
know
is
one.
Trans. Oh, let's hear it,
Oh.
Jake.
I know. I think it's the one that Shalom's waiting for you to guess because, like, from the memes I've seen of Michael Bay films, it was kind of like this movie only. It was just like all the Transformers movies.
Yeah,
Oh, interesting.
yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I wouldn't have. I would not have guessed that. I don't know why. Um, but that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I can see
Yeah,
that.
he did. He did Transformers. He did a movie called Six Underground with Ryan Reynolds. That's one of the newer ones. It's a Netflix movie. I don't know if you've seen that one, but Bad Boys. He did all the Bad Boys movies by the looks of it.
Speaking of boys, where's the boys season 2? What the fuck? Waiting for
What?
that.
What is
Oh
the
no, I mean
Boys?
season 3. I mean,
What is
yeah,
that?
season 2 is already out. It's a
What's the?
show.
Oh, never heard of it. What's it?
Um, it's like if superheroes were real, and they lived in the world like we live in that is run by money. And that's basically a decent like it's just big corporations owning superheroes and all the political shit that goes beyond that, but they have superheroes who are like able to like rip your head off and shit like that.
Like
So it's kind of funny.
actual superheroes, like with powers
Yeah,
and stuff.
like they have their own. They have like they basically there's like a almost like a 1-to-1 of Superman. There's like almost a 1-to-1 of the Flash. There's like a 1-to-1 of like the dude with the arrow, or like the bow, or is there? I don't quite
Hawkeye?
know.
Are you
But it
talking
was
about
really
Hawkeye
it was
or
really
Arrow?
interesting. It was really realistic. It's the most like realistic superhero sort of movie thing that you'll find.
It sounds like a combination of Kick-Ass. Like I don't know if you guys remember those
Well, that was a
movies.
long time ago. Damn.
It is a long time ago.
Yeah,
Combination of
I
like
think I
Kick-Ass
watched one of
and
those.
real, and like just real, or not real, like actual superhero movies.
Like I don't know if Kick-Ass was like an actual like if he had any superpowers. Did he?
No, they didn't. No, he
No,
was just a
okay.
regular dude. Yeah.
No, so like in the boys, like these people, for example, this one dude who I mentioned was like a 1-to-1 to Superman. He can literally fly and has laser eyes. So he's very powerful, to say the least. And you don't want to necessarily be on the other side of his laser eyes. Um,
Yeah.
it's a really interesting show. I don't want to give too much about it, but it's the most like graphic. It's like it's like the most one of the most graphic like well it's certainly the most graphic superhero show I've ever seen, but up there with like one of the most graphic shows that I've ever seen as well.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, it's like if Superman was real and punched this person through the wall and half of that person is still on the wall.
Ew. Ew.
Yeah.
So gross. Have you guys seen the new Batman? Like, have any of you guys seen the new Batman?
No, I have not.
I haven't either, and
That
I have
sucks.
really low hopes for it. Sorry, Jake, have you seen it? I have really low expectations for it because I heard like the main actor, his name's Robert Pattinson, I think.
Yeah.
He's like the same guy from Twilight or whatever.
Yeah.
But I heard he refused to like work out for the role. So he's just like this scrawny little dude playing Batman. He refused to gain weight or anything. Which is also funny because not only is he like a really scrawny Batman, but he's also going to play Bruce Wayne. Who Bruce Wayne in himself is somewhat of an intimidating guy on his own.
Yeah,
and, like,
yeah.
well, like put together. So I find that hilarious. Like I just don't think that's gonna like no matter how good his acting is, I don't think I'm gonna be able to make this separation from like this is just a Twilight dude. Um, and the other reason I have low expectations for it, with it being a superhero movie, I feel like other than like Deadpool, who isn't a superhero, like superhero movies just don't. They're just kind of like kiddie in the sense of like, oh, there's just a lot of punching and stuff, and it's not super like graphic. But I'm hoping that it's kind of like how the Batman games are, because in like the Arkham Asylum games and stuff, like Batman's nutty. Like he just like they're like M-rated Batman games, so they just really go for it.
Right,
Like,
and I feel like a lot of like DC and Marvel, what they do with their like mainstream movies, is they tend to make them watchable by all ages.
Yeah.
As time goes on, they're getting a little more like throwing in more swear words or whatever and getting more like graphic, but it's still like they still have like the audience like rated. What is it? I just
It's like
PG-13.
PG-13.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like they're just doing that for now, and they don't really. I guess they could make a film that is a lot more graphic and all that, but I feel like it would basically be cutting half of their market, and they're in such a like everyone goes to see the movies anyways, right? It's like you still saw this Batman movie. This is like DC. I don't really watch DC, but like I'll get around to watching every Marvel movie because I still quite enjoy them, even if they don't represent it in the most realistic way. Because it's not like obviously it's cool if things are realistic, but again, it is a movie and it doesn't. It's like a video game. It's like the experience doesn't have to be realistic necessarily to be an enjoyable experience. It can still be fun to watch. But The Boys is still like, and what the reason I like brought it up is because, well, you said The Boys, but it's like a superhero movie that does do that, where it's like it is really realistic, or at
What
least
is it?
it appears to be.
What is it on? Like, how do you watch it?
I watched it on Amazon Prime.
Oh, okay.
I don't
I'll
know
have to
if
check
it
it
is
out.
on anything else. But a week before or a week after, I think a week before I watched that, I watched Invincible on Amazon Prime, and I'm still waiting
Another
for
one I haven't
Invincible
heard of.
season 2.
What's that one about?
Um in a way, it is almost it's like if superheroes were real once again, but in an
you
anime
have you
universe.
have a type. You have a type. You have a certain type of show you like to watch. Our shows very different because I've also been spending a lot of time on Amazon Prime. Like it's probably my main streaming platform right now. But I've been watching The Vampire Diaries and just making my way through all of that.
Oh wow.
So
Really?
to yeah, it's kind of losing me a bit now. The plot's gone kind of sideways. Kind of should have ended a while ago, but I feel like I'm too far in at this point. Like I think there's 8 seasons, and I'm on season 7. So I feel like at this point I have to finish it and just see how it wraps up.
Is like everyone a vampire by now? Like,
Pretty much, yeah. Pretty much anyone like of importance is really like
yeah.
before you used to like in the beginning of the show you used to care that like oh the vampires are gonna like hurt the humans and like the humans don't know that vampires are around and blah blah blah, right? And like oh you
Yeah.
gotta protect human lives. But now you're just kind of like oh what are these vampires getting up to? And there's like werewolves and stuff and there's like some witches that are like half witch half vampire and like
Yeah.
yeah.
It was one of those shows that was birthed into the whole like vampire explosion that Twilight summoned.
Yeah,
And I guess it
it is
took
crazy
9
how
seasons.
Twilight. Yeah, it's crazy how Twilight like started that. I guess I shouldn't say started that, but like really made it popular,
No,
like the whole
it
vampire
really
thing.
did like it didn't start vampires, but it really started the whole mainstream like
Yeah,
vampire obsession.
um, but after like since Twilight, they've probably done it the worst. Like they're probably the worst rendition of vampire movies. Like every other vampire-esque thing that I know is better than Twilight.
I will say the Twilight movies are they're fun to watch if you like visuals. But they like as for story, it's just kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
It's just like it's really funny. You don't really. It's kind of hard to pay attention and keep track of like what's going on. Although
yeah.
I can't really say I've watched any of the Twilight. I don't even know if I've watched all of the Twilight movies. I know I've watched 2 different ones for sure. I may have watched 3 different ones. I are there 4? I know there's
I
4
think there's
books.
4.
There's
So
5 books actually. There's like one that came out later.
there's the
That was
first one, and then
yeah.
there's New Moon, and then there's Eclipse, and then there's
Breaking
Breaking
Dawn.
Dawn Part
Ha.
1, and then there's Breaking Dawn Part 2. So I guess there's 6.
Oh wow! So yeah, there's 6 books. There's a book that came out after that, which was like I think it was Twilight from Edward's perspective,
Oh.
but that might not be true. But I'm fairly certain that was a thing because I remember my sister talking about it because she was all
Wait,
into that whole
Edward's
Twilight
perspective
saga.
or Jacob's perspective?
Um, I
Like the
think it was
werewolf or the vampire?
no, I think it was from Edward's perspective because like the whole like 1 to 4 movies have sort of been from uh I
They
don't
were all
even
kind of
remember the
like he
chick's
was a
name. What's the
oh
chick's name?
Bella, Bella.
Yeah, I thought it was
I
from
don't know
Bella's
why.
perspective, and she
I
at
don't know
school,
why I remember this.
and
I'm
so
not
like,
super invested in these movies.
yeah, so
I
like
swear.
this, and the second rendition, or not the second rendition or whatever, but like the sixth book was like Edward's perspective and like why he wasn't at school, and then why he showed up that one day, or like when he did. I don't remember. I'm sure he went to school more than one day.
Honestly, ever since like the first movie though, where she's like trying to be a normal high school person, and then
A normal
like
high
meets a
school
vampire.
person.
But yeah,
Regular.
just trying to be a regular human, like going to high school, and then she meets a vampire. Like I swear that's the only time school is really mentioned. Outside of that, she like just gets this vampire boyfriend and stops going to school. And I'm like thinking about it. They should do another book from the school's perspective. Because I'm sure there'd be like school counselors and stuff, and just teachers being like, "Where the hell did the student go?"
Yeah, that's exactly what people would love to see.
That's what
Fucking
I want to know.
Twilight
Well,
from the schools.
okay, you say that, but Marvel made a whole show, right, about like just cleaning up after superhero attacks and like villains like come in and whatnot, just like the cleanup crew, like rebuilding New York. Like there's a show about that. It's called like
Yeah, but
what's it
nothing
called?
happens at the school in Twilight. They're not rebuilding the school. They just like show up like 2 times and then they don't come back.
I know, but that's what I mean. I'm talking about like from like she had friends at the school. I'm sure like the school would have still carried on. Like people would have just, and it wasn't like a super big school. Like people would have noticed if someone just was disappearing for like years at a time. And she was like, what, in like grade 10?
Was the school ever mentioned beyond the first movie?
I don't think so. that's
Just,
what I'm saying. She just dipped out of the school.
Well, maybe she finished. Was she like
She
they're
didn't
not-
know. She didn't graduate because she never went back because she became a vampire.
Okay, well maybe she was at the like enough time had passed of her not being at school doing vampire things that she would have been at the age where she'd have graduated, and so
Yeah, but it's
she
like,
just like
where did she go? Like normally, if you leave, like if you switch schools, you tell the school that you're not coming back. Or even if you drop out, you still notify them. So
how are
they're
they
not
gonna
just
fill
looking for
2
you.
hours and 15 minutes? It was just like, oh yeah, she's not. Where is she? I don't know.
Well, it could turn into a whole other
I don't
thing.
know.
Like they're trying to find her, like they're trying to hunt her down. So then there becomes like a police report, and then people start finding out she's a vampire, and other people start finding out vampires are real. And then because they find out vampires are real, they find out werewolves are real. So then they gotta cover it all up and explain why she's not at school.
Didn't she like say that she's gonna go move and live with her dad or something like that? Or was that
Live
what
with
she
her
was doing?
mom. She was
Okay.
living with her dad, but she was gonna go like live with her mom. And her mom like lived in some super sunny place, so that wouldn't work out, or some shit like that.
Well, what if she just told the fucking school that? How do you know that she didn't tell the school that she didn't just fucking leave into like the other side of the fucking world?
I guess she.
I don't
yeah,
know
you're right.
that.
I don't. I don't know that she didn't tell the school. Maybe they clarify that more in the books. And they
That would
just
be
didn't
really
have time.
funny if they actually like go over that and she was just like talking to her dad at the end of the movie. It was like, yeah, I told the school I'm gonna go live with mom for the rest of my life.
That's the thing. Throughout this whole thing, her dad never finds out that she's a vampire. So they should definitely do a fast forwarding thing because like vampires never age, and eventually her dad's gonna get older, which is also so stupid because vampires never age according to that movie.
According
But
to
then
that
she-
movie.
But yeah, but then she had a kid, and the kid was aging super quickly because she was a vampire. But at what point does it stop?
No, wasn't the kid aging really quickly because she was a human, and she was the host
But
of
she
the
was-
vampire baby, and so it was like
But
half
the-
human, half baby, half human, half
Have
baby.
human, have baby.
That's why it was growing really quick. Obviously, it makes sense now.
Yeah, babies grow fast, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh my
Um,
god.
But the best vampire movie I've ever seen is it's called Van Helsing, but there's a whole bunch of them, but it's the one with what's that fuck's name with the metal claws? Um, Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman. It's
The one with the metal claws.
yeah, because he plays Wolverine. Wolverine.
Oh. Those metal claws.
Yeah. You guys can make that connection? Hugh
I,
Jackman.
I
metal
was
claws?
thinking Edward Scissorhands, but alright.
No, he plays Van Helsing, and he's like a vampire hunter. And it's a really good. I think we should all watch that movie together. It's a good movie.
Oh, yeah? I definitely haven't seen it, I don't think, but I wouldn't be surprised if I have and don't remember. Because that's pretty common with me. I don't watch a lot of movies because they're not like, obviously they don't, as you can see, they don't really leave much of a lasting effect on me very often. Like,
You know a lot about Twilight.
I don't know a lot about Twilight, but I did have to sit through and experience my older sister being obsessed with it. So, obviously, being the younger sibling, I didn't really have much say in what we were watching on the TV. I just wanted to watch TV.
You could have just left. Well, I guess if you wanted to watch TV.
Yeah, I mean, I could have just left and like played outside in the garden, but I don't know.
With
I
no
was a
shoes
kid.
on?
With
Yeah,
no
no
shoes
shoes.
on.
I don't need shoes. I'm just going out on the grass.
Maybe we don't need to rewatch this movie. Maybe this movie wasn't as good as I remembered it.
Van Helsing?
You know what? I'm looking at the Rotten Tomato score. It didn't do super hot.
We should do a watch along with for Van Helsing and Twilight and compare which one is better.
We should.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny.
But which Twilight movie do we do? Because there's only one.
We could
Van
do the
Helsing
first
movie.
one. Or we
Yes.
could look at the reviews and pick the worst one.
The worst Twilight movie?
Yeah.
You guys talk amongst yourself. I'll figure out which Twilight movie is the worst one.
Alright. Well, I've got something in my eye, so that's kind of bugging me.
Oof.
Pretty unfortunate. It's like the one thing that always gets in my eye is my eyelashes. So obviously I appreciate
You don't
you for
say.
Yeah. I appreciate you for what you do. Well, I mean, what do you mean you don't say? The fucking job is to keep shit out of your eye. Like, it's
The
kind of
most
ironic
common
that they're
thing
the
that
only
gets
fucking
caught in
thing
my
that gets
eye
in your
is
eye.
the thing that's closest to my eye.
Well,
Ooh.
it's like, yeah,
What
it
a
is.
mystery.
What the fucking, what do you want? I'm fucking talking. Go fuck yourself, okay? It's just like, this piece of my body that exists only to keep shit out of my eyes is the only thing that gets in my eye. It's like, it's a problem that it's solving a problem but creating another problem in itself. It's like, it's probably a better alternative than getting other shit in my eyes, and I won't doubt it. It probably is. But it still fucking gets in my eyes, and it's annoying, okay? What do you enjoy having shit in your eyes? I certainly don't.
I wouldn't say I enjoy it, but you just said it like it was a crazy thing that how eyelashes are the most common thing to be in your eye. Like, what would be more common than eyelashes?
That's a good question. I don't know. That still doesn't alleviate my frustration with the eyelashes that get in my eye. It
No,
still
it
fucking
doesn't. If
pisses me off.
You could remove all your eyelashes.
I'm not gonna do that.
You wouldn't have that issue. You could see what would
No,
be
but
more.
I think I would start getting a lot of other things in my eyes that would. And I don't really
see-
think that's I don't think that is the better alternative.
What
I'm
would you
just
say the better
saying-
alternative is?
I'm not. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not saying that I have a better alternative
I'm
to
asking you.
eyelashes.
What is the better alternative?
I don't have one.
you're really caught up about this whole eyelash thing, man.
Well, I don't know what's better than eyelashes. What's better than eyelashes?
Just wear
I don't
safety
have
goggles everywhere.
I don't have a. I don't know if safety goggles would work because they got the gap. You gotta wear
Skin
like
tight, like swimming goggles.
like swimming goggles. Yeah, just everywhere you go. I've actually considered running with those before, like so you can run in the rain.
I mean, you can just get like like sports glasses. You don't have to wear swimming goggles in the rain.
I think
Are
they look
sports glasses
equally
a thing?
as goofy.
I don't think they look equally as good. I think swimming goggles are going to be quite distinguishable from just regular like sports glasses that are tied back at the end.
Well, how often are you really looking at people's face when they
Most
run,
of the
though?
time.
Really?
I mean, when you like walk past somebody, usually like if I look at them, I'm gonna look at their face, most likely. I
I don't know
mean,
if I've ever walked past somebody who's been running.
I look at their feet and make sure their form is tip top.
That's actually
Hold on.
yeah. That's normally when I see someone who's running, I'm driving.
you've never walked past somebody who's running before.
No, think about it, because
I'm thinking.
the only time you can walk past somebody that's running is if you guys are coming face to face. Like if they're running towards you and you're walking towards them.
That is the
I don't-
scenario depicted, and like if you're walking past someone, you look at their face. Otherwise, you can't see their face if their fucking face isn't facing you. But yeah,
Well, I mean, no, that's the only time you could be walking past someone that's running. Like you can't walk past someone that's running the same direction as you. It's
no, but they
impossible.
can run past you.
Yeah, but then you won't see their face.
Well, yes, that's true. What? Yeah,
Yeah.
factual.
So we agree there. And I'm
So
saying
you've
I've
never
been.
So you've
I've never
that's
been in a
you've never
situation
been in a
where that's happened.
situation where you and somebody running have crossed alongside each other.
No. Like that's
I don't
never,
believe you.
Like in all.
That's
like,
not true.
Like enough for me to remember.
Well, it's not gonna like be a fucking
Like,
event
I can remember-
that you like
I can
remember for
remember
the rest
many
of your life.
No,
oh
but
yeah,
I
dude, this guy walked past me. Dude, this
No, but
guy
I can
walked
clear-
past me.
I can, but here's the thing: there's things that aren't huge milestones, but you know that they've happened. Like I know I've seen someone run before, right? Like I've seen someone running before, but I've never had someone running past me. So in the situations where I've seen someone running, I wasn't like I didn't look at them enough to know if they had glasses, sunglasses, goggles. They all could have had goggles. Like every person I've seen running could have had goggles, and I just wouldn't have known because that's not what I was looking at for the second that I looked at them while they were running.
See, the problem with doing this with you is that I'm always left speechless and I just don't know what to say, and that's not good for a podcast. I don't know what to say to you. You like how you genuinely believe that you've never walked or someone's never run past you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean,
don't
hey,
think
it's possible.
In like my defense, I guess I don't know why I feel like I need to defend myself. I don't walk a lot in common running places.
I mean, I feel like when you were a kid in elementary school, one time you were walking and somebody ran past you. Like, how does that not happen? That happened. Like, that did not happen. What are you talking about?
I don't
People
think
run past. Look, what are you talking
There's
about?
not a lot of people who run.
What? What?
Like running isn't like people run, but the odds to have someone running at the same time that I'm walking and we're in the same area going past each other are pretty slim. People don't run as much as you'd think. Like I know
Dude,
more
what
people.
the
I know
fuck?
more people that don't run than I know people that do run casually.
I why
I'm not wrong on this one.
you're wrong.
I'm not though,
You've walked past somebody running before, dude. It's happened.
dude.
I
But I'm
can
not saying to the
promise you.
point where I caught their face to see if they were wearing
Well,
goggles
that's
or
just
not.
because okay, fine. You weren't looking. I guess you look at their feet or where you just like you
I don't
don't
think I look
see
at their
them.
feet. If it has happened, they would have I would have noticed because they passed me. And then at the point for me to turn around, then I wouldn't have been able to see their face.
What do you what?
So like they would have passed me, and then I would have been like, "Oh, I got passed," or
So when
like
you're
they.
walking,
So
are you looking like dead? I don't know why I said that really weird.
typically,
Dead.
typically
Like
when
straight at your toes? Do you walk like with your
typically
like?
not straight on my toes. I'm typically looking about like I'd say like 6 inches in front of my toes most of the time when I'm walking.
Yeah.
Damn. Really?
Yeah, and yeah, I do typically. At least as far as like I can remember as when I go like for
Wait,
casual walks.
you. Wait, so you like you. So you walk and you like
Like I
watch your
walk
feet
head
take
down.
every
Yeah, I look at
step
my
that you take.
pretty much, yeah. Unless I'm like if I'm walking with somebody and they're like talking, like if they're going on talking about a story, I'll be looking down.
Will
And
you
when they
fall?
like no, I don't fall. What are
If
you
you
talking
look
about?
up from your feet, you're gonna
No.
fall over.
And then every now and then like they'll say something that I found interesting and I'll have like
And you look
like I'll
up
have
from the
like a
ground.
reaction and I'll look at them and be like, "Oh," or be like, "Ooh," or like, "Oh, really? That happened?" I'll like interact with them, but typically my head's like looking down. I'm like just looking in front of my feet.
Wow.
I really like
That
that.
is
It's kind of
crazy.
like my version to being a passenger in a car. Like if I'm a passenger in a car and I'm comfortable with the person that's driving, I'll typically just look out like the window, like not the windshield, but the like window beside me and
Well,
just
I mean
watch the scenery change.
that's not the same thing because like wait,
No,
so
it is.
like
Here, I'll explain.
when you're walking, your just brain shuts off, you're looking at your toes and you're just strolling along till something interesting happens.
I'm not looking at my toes. I'm looking like in front of them, just like at
Oh,
the.
sorry, you're looking half a foot in front of your toes.
Yeah, I'm just looking at like the sidewalk in front of me
He
because it's
agrees.
like it's constantly changing. And I don't know, I find that satisfying as you're just walking by. It's kind of like even if I'm like biking, sometimes I'll typically just like I'll look a bit further ahead instead of like 6 inches in front of the tire. I'll look like
So when you're
probably like
driving, are
three
you looking
feet.
like 6 feet in front of the car and no more?
Um, yeah, for the most part, actually, I zone out quite a bit while driving. I don't look up too often. I'll look at what I'll typically look at is if
How
there's
are
a
you
car.
alive?
You don't really need to focus on the road that much while driving.
Are you fucking insane? What are
You
you
really
talking
don't.
about?
It's kind of scary.
You really don't. I feel like most of my time, like you never have that while driving where you just ended up at your destination and you're like, oh shoot, I have no idea how I got there. Like, I don't know if I ran a red light or if something happened. Like, I don't remember the last time I stopped, but all of a sudden I'm home now. You've never had that happen to you.
Okay, but that's okay. No, that's a different thing. I don't even know why you're bringing that up. That's a different thing than not looking at where you're fucking driving.
No, I'll be like just looking ahead, but I'm not like looking as far
So
as I
you are
can
looking
ahead.
ahead. You're not only paying attention to the next 5 feet in front of you. You're paying attention to what happens like
5
30
feet. I
feet
don't
in
know.
front of you.
Oh no, I'm not looking 30 feet in front of me. Not a chance. I'll
You see,
maybe, I'll maybe
you
look
move
like
about
at
like
at the well, I'm rarely
you can
looking
move
at
30 feet in a fucking second driving like 50 miles an hour.
Yeah, but I'm looking at like the same point. It's just like the point is always changing. Like my angle of vision is roughly staying in like the same distance away from the car outside of me. It just depends on what direction I'm looking at. One, I'm rarely looking in the same direction for a long period of time.
Now, why the
Like I'll
fuck would
be
I look forward when I'm driving? Like, that's ridiculous.
no, I'll like if it's especially if there's like no one really around me or like the driving's like pretty consistent and I know there's in a red light for a while and stuff. Like I'll typically like just be looking around, look out my window, check the mirrors every now and then like take a glimpse and then be like, oh yeah, in front of me is still the same, and then I'll go back to like just looking around.
Yeah, you did it again, buddy. I don't know what to say. It's
I don't know.
just like
We'll
it's
drive.
so
We'll
it's just
drive. We'll
fucking
drive
weird, man.
sometime. We'll go for a drive.
I don't want to. I don't want to get in a car with you're driving.
What are you talking?
If this is how you explain how you drive,
It's great. Like
like
Jake.
that's dangerous.
Jake has driven with me all the
I'm a little
time.
scared now.
You've driven with me all the time. Nothing's changed. You just look around at shit.
You don't even look 30 feet ahead.
Shalom's just driving as if he's a passenger. Oh, look, there's a stoplight. Oh, we're here. Oh, I'm stopped.
It's just everything.
Show up
just,
and Shalom asks me, "Wait, how did we get here?"
everything
You didn't
just
run any red
happens.
lights, right?
Like if I'm lost and I don't know where I'm going, and like I
You just
don't know
close
how to
your
get-
eyes and magically you're there.
and I don't know how to get to my destination, then I'll pay more attention than I typically would. But if I know exactly where I'm going and like what road I'm on and when I need to turn, everything becomes pretty predictable.
I don't. No, it doesn't. Like, everything is predictable on the road except for other cars. So it's just like even then, even if there are no other cars on the road, you still need to like see what direction you're going so you don't veer off. Like,
Yeah, like you can do that by putting your like how far like you are relative to other things,
so like
right? Like for example, you can know how like much you're in the lane just by looking at like the line
yeah,
on
okay.
your left hand side.
So you're telling
Like,
me that when you're sitting in an intersection, you're not even looking far enough just to see the other side of the intersection?
if I'm stopped like at a red light,
Yeah.
no, I'm not looking forward. I'm like looking. That's the best time to look around. I glance every now and then just to make sure the light is still. Actually, no, that's not even true. I'll look forward once traffic stops around me, The only time I'll look forward more than I would typically is if I'm like waiting for like a left turn signal or something like that. I'm waiting for that to happen. But if I'm just stopped at a red light and the traffic's going back and forth in front of me, you can just look around. And then once you notice like out of your peripherals that stuff has stopped crossing your face, then you're like, oh, light probably turned yellow and your light's going to turn green soon. So then you look ahead until your light turns green. You just look at the light and know once it turns green. If you're the first one in line, then you just go once it's green. But if there's another car in front of you, you don't even need to look at the light. You just wait for the other car to go. I think I know what we're going to title this one. Liam is speechless.
Your mic just died.
No, I muted it because I had the sniffles.
Oh. Alright. Yeah, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, seriously. Like, that's, like, really weird. And
I
you
don't
should
think
pay
it
attention
is.
more. Like, seriously.
It's really not that weird.
Yeah, you got a lot quieter.
Oh, did I? I might have just started talking quieter.
Yeah,
That
that's
better?
what you did.
Yeah.
So, Shalom,
Yeah.
how was March 7th? How'd it go? How were your results?
Oh. So it didn't start off great because
Okay.
I didn't wear my watch to bed. And that's a big part of it. Um,
Um. All right. So what does that mean?
so that means, what does that mean? It means, it just basically means I didn't do it.
So you just stopped wearing your watch?
No, I didn't stop wearing it. I just didn't wear it to bed. And a big part of how it tracks your like body battery is how you like it checks how you sleep and how good of a sleep you got and how long you slept for. So that will determine your battery at the beginning of your day.
Battery.
Battery, your body battery at the beginning of your day, and then everything you do throughout the day will affect your body battery, positively or negatively.
Right.
But if you don't wear it to bed, it has no basis to go off of, so it just kind of guesses.
Right. And so, you forgot to wear it to bed, so you didn't do it? Is what you're
Pretty
saying?
much. Yeah.
It
That took
seems
a while
kind
to
of
get out?
useless.
What do you
Like,
mean? It seems kind of.
You could just tell yourself, like, oh, I'm feeling tired now. I don't need. I don't feel like you would need to see that your body
No,
battery's at 10%. You can feel that your body battery's at 10%.
no, totally. It's more so when you, like, say you wake up in the morning and you're like, oh shit, like I just feel super shitty, like I don't know why I feel like so exhausted, or if you just feel really drained and you want to like know why, you can be like, oh, my body battery is low, and then you'll go, why is that, and then you can go like through your watch and figure out why it's so low, like what really drained you.
So, alright, scratching that off the list. Another thing to ask again next time. So,
Um. Also, the
yeah,
worst Twilight movie is Breaking Dawn Part One,
interesting.
which is at 42, 20, no, 25%.
So when is the last time you stayed up for 24 hours?
I think I would have been in grade. Oh no, I didn't even do it then. I went to like this. It was like this youth group thing as a kid, and we did like an excursion where we, like, it was like called an all nighter, and all these other kids got together, and the whole plan was to just stay up for all night and stuff. But I
Yeah.
ended up falling asleep then too. So
So
I
you've
don't
never
know.
stayed up for 24 hours?
Ah,
I thought you
not
said
that.
like this was going to be something that you were going to be able to do.
Yeah, I will. I will be able to. I don't think it'll be difficult.
Okay.
Um, I just
So
haven't.
just like the can thing, this is something that
It
we're going to
will.
talk about happening and it's never going to fucking
No,
happen.
this one can. But the issue with this is I have to plan more than 24 hours. I have to plan
Yeah, and you
roughly.
fucking had a plan. You made a plan and you just didn't do it.
No, but this takes longer than 24 hours to do.
Yep.
'Cause
And we had a plan and you just didn't do it.
I was also hoping someone would remind me. I forgot when it was. I didn't write it in the calendar. Okay, here's what I'll do. I'll
It
write it
was
in the cal.
posted on the Instagram.
Oof.
Oh, I didn't. I don't follow her Instagram.
I know you don't. Yeah.
I should
uh,
I should do that. I don't even know what our Instagram is called. Or what's our Instagram called?
arguably podcast.
Arguably. Oh, there
Oh
it
my
is. Look at
god.
that. There we
Wow.
go. Oh yeah. Oh, I'm on there. Like my wrist is
Yep,
on there.
that's why I asked you to take a picture of your wrist so I can I told you because I wanted to post a picture on Instagram for the watch.
Yeah, yeah. Look at
Uh
this. Look at this. Love
so Shalom. When you do that.
it. Also, that picture. I have some things to say about that picture that I sent you. It was super. I don't know if I talked about it on how
Oh,
risky
yeah,
of a
you
photo
told
that
me.
was. That was a risky photo because I so I sent that photo at 8:16 in the morning, or I took it at
Yep.
8:16 in the morning anyway, and I had just roughly woken up.
Yep.
Um, and I was just like looking at my phone as I woke up and saw the messages saying that he wanted a photo of the watch. So I just like, okay, I took a photo of my watch. I didn't realize, I just didn't clue in that I wasn't wearing any pants in the
See,
photo.
like, I don't know how this is risky. It's like you were still wearing underwear, so it's like I don't.
No, I was not.
What? Okay, two problems. Whatever the fuck you just did to the mic, that was awful. Um.
Sorry.
Uh. Two. What the fuck you mean? No, you weren't wearing underwear.
I had a bit of a nude sleep. Just slept free.
I've
Never done that.
done that,
So
but it's
what's
just
wrong with?
like only when I have like a shower, maybe right before bed. But
Well, I guess yeah, it was one of those situations.
all right. Well, I didn't expect that, but I mean, still, wear some underwear to bed.
I typically wear pajamas. It's actually funny if you look at the photo. I'm standing on top of my pajamas. Like I had pajamas there, but I was just like, I don't want to wear these to sleep, so I just ripped them off. Went to bed. I didn't know I'd be waking up and needing to take a photo. Is Yeah, I
All
didn't know
right.
that was something that was going to be requested of me.
Well, I'm glad you were able to do that at least. Take a
I'm pretty
photo.
impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm impressed. I'm genuinely impressed. You have blown out my expectations of you, Shalom. You've
All right,
gone over and
okay. I
above,
also
and
don't love the fact I'm the only one who has responsibility here. Like, why am I the only one needing to do things? There's so many things I need to do. Yeah, you just like you didn't. You didn't even do your homework. Is the thing.
and neither did you.
All right, I can make up for this. I can make up for this. Um, I
I did
will
my
do
homework.
it a week today. No,
Oh
hold
no.
on.
You don't have to decide now, but decide, okay?
Yeah, no,
And 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 and
I will
do
have
it.
it done for a week today. So on the 21st, I will do it. Because so basically, what will happen is I will wake up. The 21st is a Monday. I will wake up on the Monday at like 6 o'clock, and I won't go to bed until 6 o'clock on Tuesday. I can do that.
Okay,
Then,
sure.
but just on Tuesday, oh shit, I have a dentist appointment at 11. Okay, so I'll wake up for the dentist appointment. But then on Tuesday, if we could just record later on Tuesday, probably at like 3,
That might not
then I
work.
could make it work. That might not work. Oh, because of Jake's stupid. Okay, so then can we record really early on Tuesday?
That also might not work.
Why?
Also, why do you wanna
No,
do
but
it in a
like if we record
way?
at like 2 a.m. on Tuesday. Yeah, just do it at like the end of when I'm up.
So we'll just do it Monday night.
Well, Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Or just Monday night, because I mean it's not like Jake works until like 2 in the morning. But anyways, sounds good. I actually stayed up 24 hours last week.
Why were you confused about how I was doing it? You said, why are you doing it in a way that...
I was because I was thinking that you could just it would be easier if you ended your 24-hour at a point where I guess either you just go to sleep for a little bit and then you continue the rest of the day, and then you go to sleep at a normal time, which is what you're, I guess, going to be doing. Or you could time it so you like go to bed like you take a nap or at some point, and then you start it at like 8 p.m. and then so it ends at 8 p.m. the next day, so you can just sleep for like 10 hours. But
Oh,
but I mean, it's like either way, it's just like it's either you're gonna be like messing your sleep schedule at the start, or you'll be like going into it or you're going out of it with a wonky sleep schedule.
yeah. I basically just want to do it so a majority of the time can be spent while I'm at work, so I have to stay awake anyway, because I'll be working.
Okay.
And I wake up at 6 to go to work. So then I'll go to work and I'll just stay awake when I get home.
Yeah, that's fair. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's understandable.
And then the next day, like on Tuesday, I don't work, so I can just sleep. But I have a dentist appointment. So that might be interesting on if I can make that or not.
Well, I mean, that would almost be like perfect in order to like as soon as it's
Keep my
done,
sleep
like
schedule on track.
yeah, well, like you just like at 6 you go to sleep, but you only sleep for like 4 hours or 3 hours, however much you can in that time before your dentist appointment. Like 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever. Not too much though, so that it's enough of a rest that you're not tired at the end of the day. Like if you have like a 3 hour nap, from like 6 to 9, 6:30 to 9:30, and then you just carry on the rest of that day, and then you'll probably like be able to make it till later into that night, and then just pass out for the night then.
Yeah. I'm just worried about pulling a Jake and missing my dentist appointment altogether.
A me?
Yeah, you.
A what?
Just like sleeping in through like all my alarms and not waking up before my dentist appointment.
Have I done that before?
You've done that for the podcast, dude.
Okay.
Understandable.
No, arguable.
I
No,
mean,
the
if you want to
dentist.
disagree with your own statement, then sure.
I guess not in terms of like a dentist, but you just.
Oh, you just
Everyone-
decided to throw me under the bus for absolutely no reason. I get it.
That's
For
not-
missing
I'm
an appointment.
For
Yeah,
missing a
just
dentist
missing-
appointment.
missing
For missing an
something you're-
appointment. A scheduled
missing something
appointment.
you're- yeah,
Something that
you're
you
supposed to
just
be
did
at.
as well last week, Shalom.
I did last week.
I guess a week and a half ago. You had an appointment made and arranged by yourself to stay up for 24 hours
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
log your findings. But
Ah,
guess you didn't do that one, huh? I mean, I've showed up late before. That's true. Whoop. Whoopsie daisies. But hey, at least I'm not the reason that we missed 2 weeks of podcasts. I'm gonna put it equally on both of you. That's fine.
it's gonna. My availability is gonna be changing soon, but for the next couple weeks, that'll be fine.
Okay. Sounds good. There we go. Locked it.
Cool. For 2 weeks, I think.
For 2 weeks.
Roughly.
We'll talk 2 weeks. We'll talk about it then.
See, like what I had envisioned before I stopped babysitting the scheduled times for when we were recording this, what I had in mind was basically either of you being like, oh, this time works for me. Great, that one also works for me. Great, that's our next recording time. That's it. That's it. That's it. Because that time works for me. So that's it.
That only works when everyone has their notifications on for Discord.
It doesn't need everyone. It just needs me and you. We don't need
So sorry, it only works when 2/3 of us have our notifications on.
like
for Discord.
Liam says he's available at all times.
Yeah, Jake. Basically, what I'm saying is it doesn't work when you don't reply to the messages to let us know when you're available.
Hey man, we can do it on Snapchat. We can do it anywhere. It doesn't need to be on Discord.
But like, this is where all the communication gets transferred. If we do it on Snapchat, then I gotta message you to figure it out. Then I gotta message Liam to let him know what we figured it out. If we just did it on Discord, everybody knows.
Yeah, I mean, we tried.
You did it.
Okay.
You really did try.
Okay.
They got me throwing stuff.
Okay.
Anyway, guys, thanks for listening to another episode of Arguably a Podcast, where we figure out our podcasting schedule.
Yep. I feel like
Shalom.
cutting out like 45 minutes of this last little bit. So
Definitely the last 10 minutes for sure.
Yeah, we can cut out of it. Anyway, thanks for listening. We'll catch you guys when we catch you.
Um.
okay.
Bye.